Hey y'all, it's Melissa and it's July, so you know what that means. It's Christmas in July. If you followed along with my channel for the past few years, you know that I start planning for Christmas really early, like in January, planning and budgeting. And then in July, I start getting really serious and even start purchasing things that I can early. I like to do these Christmas in July videos every single year to kind of get my planning really set in stone, but then also to send out a reminder that it's good to start planning for Christmas early. When you plan for Christmas early, you can have money set aside already. You can budget for it and have the money there. You don't have to put it on like a credit card or anything because I don't ever recommend that. And you can look for sales and good deals and possibly even spend less on Christmas by starting early. So in this video, I like to share how I kind of plan for my Christmas, and it's kind of a basic plan so you can fit it to what works best for you. I do share some of my budget numbers, and then I also share a few ideas that I already have in mind that I will be looking for sales on for my kids. When I'm planning for Christmas, I just have a note on my phone where I list out everything that I'm going to be spending money on for Christmas that year. I do recommend that you write it down somewhere, so on a piece of paper, in your planner, in a notebook, on the computer, on your phone, somewhere, so that you can go back and reference it so you know what your original budget is. You can even mark down as you're saving money, and then especially as you're spending money, you can mark the places that you've bought. You can put the individual gifts that you did buy so that you know what you've already purchased for that person and you know you don't have to purchase anything else. So first off, I have 4 kids. I have a 10-year-old boy, a 7-year-old girl, a 4-year-old girl, and a 2-year-old girl. So for all of my children, I have a budget between $100 and $200. So I set aside $200 per child, but I say, depending on the gifts that I'm planning for that year, I don't know quite yet. It could be anywhere between $100 and $200. For the past couple of years, I've stayed pretty close to $150 per child. So I like to budget for $200 just in case, so I have the money set aside. But if I end up spending less, then that's great. I do usually plan for 4 presents from SC and 4 presents from my husband and I. So I go ahead and list 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 for each of my children so that when I purchase something for that, I will go ahead and mark what it is and the price that I paid for it so that I can keep up with my budget. Another thing that I love to do with my children is to do a Christmas basket. So this is a basket that I will give to my kids on December 1st. And it has their Christmas pajamas in it, and I usually like to spend about $15 each. And planning early, I am able to look for sales. I like Burt's Bees, but look for sales on matching Christmas pajamas and get them for $15 each. And then I'll include books, Christmas books that we already have, any kind of like cute Christmas toys that we already have, and then possibly one new thing like a advent calendar or a Christmas Lego set. I've done those in the past. And then maybe some hot chocolate. For stockings for my family, so that's my family of 6, I usually have a budget of $20, but I think I'm going to up it this year to $30 because I always like to do a Christmas ornament and they seem to be almost $10 now. And I do like to get something that's a little bit more higher quality or something that I know everyone will use and love. And sometimes that means spending a little bit more. So $30 each for our 6 stockings. For my husband and I, we have a budget of $200 each for our gifts. And then our family does a Secret Santa. My son came up with this a few years ago, and we all pick a name out of a hat for just our family of 6, and we go shopping, and everyone picks out a present for that person that they drew a name for, and we have a budget of $20 per person for that. So that finishes up the budget for our little family of 6. Let's talk about extended family now. So that would be our parents, grandparents. We don't do anything for like our aunts and uncles or our cousins specifically, that's a lot. But we do things for like our nieces and nephews. So my kids with our nieces and nephews pick a name between all of the cousins. So each of my kids has one gift on each side of the family that they buy for a cousin. And then we do have a close family friend that we do gifts for. We aren't doing any gifts for like my siblings or my husband's siblings. We just all decided that together. We're just not going to do gifts for each other, and we're just gonna focus on the kids and the parents. So for our gifts for all of those things, usually I have a budget about $20. If it's a good year and I'm able to budget a little bit more for our parents, I will do that and budget all the way up to $50 for each of them. So that gives a little more options, because it's hard to think of things for parents. So sometimes those things do cost a little bit more money for the stuff. In the past, for my parents, we've done like a year membership to like a museum or to something like that, because that's like an experience type gift. Or going along with experiences, taking our parents to go do something with us and our kids. So that costs a little bit more money as well. And for our grandparents, usually we just do a card and print some pictures or some sort of something with like our family pictures, because they have so much stuff. Maybe we'll do something like food, because then they can eat it up and they don't have something else that they have in their house. I feel like grandparents, I don't know, I feel like I'm getting to that age too, where it's like if I need something or want something, I just get it. And there's not a lot of things that I'm like, okay, get me this as a gift. So I feel like by the time I'm like gonna be a grandparent, I just have everything already. I don't need that. And my grandparents have definitely expressed that as well, and they love pictures and those type of things as gifts. Another thing that I add into our Christmas budget is we do a saran wrap ball game with my husband's side of the family. It's super, super fun. In the past, we have just done one huge ball, and it's for kids and adults. We've talked about doing one for kids and one for adults, but we haven't done that yet. I don't know if we will. Anyways, so we'll just get some things for that. I just set a budget to get like chapstick, candy, stickers, sometimes lottery tickets, gum. I'm trying to think of some things that I've gotten in the past. Some people will do like face masks, little toys, cars, suckers. I guess that's kind of in the candy category. Little Play-Doh things or pens. So we try to think of things that are good for kids and for adults. Other things to include in your Christmas budget would be extra Christmas activities that you're going to spend money on. So if you're going to go somewhere and you need to pay to see special Christmas lights, or paying for Christmas pictures with Santa, or getting extra baking supplies to do baking stuff for Christmas, or any extra Christmas decor that you are planning on getting. All of those things you can include in your budget. So once you have your total budget number, then you can divide it out and say, how much money do I need to save every single month, every single week, every other week, however you want to save that money. Put it aside, put it in a separate bank account, put it in cash somewhere. You know yourself, and you know how you need to save the money so that you don't spend it on something else. Next is the super fun part. I love gift giving, and this is one of the reasons why I do this video and why I take so much time to plan for Christmas, and I do lots of Christmas videos around November and December, like gift ideas and what I got my kids for Christmas, because I love gift giving and I love being intentional about what I give as gifts. So one of the ways that I do this is in my notes app, like I said, I list out everybody that I'm getting gifts for, and I can go ahead and start writing down ideas throughout the year when I see that somebody is interested in something, or I just take notice and say, oh, I think this would be like a really good gift idea. That way, when it's time to buy something, I have a few things that I've already thought about and been really intentional about watching them and seeing what they might really, really like. Or if they mention something, then I write that down as well. By this time, every single year, I usually have a few gifts that I have purchased on clearance that I have to show you. But I did not do that this year. I'm trying to be a little bit more intentional, a little bit more minimal on what I am doing for Christmas every single year. And for me, one of the things that I thought would help me with that is to not be purchasing things on clearance, because I feel like I would purchase things on clearance and I know that my kids would like those things, but I would end up getting those things and then I would be like, well, these are on their list, or my husband and I picked these out, and so I would actually end up buying more, like a more volume of gifts than I had originally planned on, and it just was too much because my husband and I get our kids gifts, and then we have tons of family around here that get my kids gifts as well, and so it just ends up being a lot of stuff. So I'm trying to be more intentional. I did not buy anything on clearance this year, no impulse type buys, even though I did in the past. When I would buy clearance items, I had a specific purpose for them. It's still kind of an impulse buy. So a few things that I have planned to get for my kids, and this is like right now, I really only have things planned for my kids. I will start thinking about nieces and nephews and like my husband and my gifts and my parents and all that very soon. But as of this video, I really only have things planned for my kids. So I always like to get a book, and I can find deals for that. Last year, I found some really good deals at my kids' book fair at their school. I think I found some for like $3. You can even just go to like used bookstores and find books too. Just having a new book, I think, is just super fun. It doesn't have to be like brand new, but it can be. It's a gift. Whatever you feel is right, you know? But I like to get a book because I like reading. My kids do like reading, and I like to foster that love of reading. So, book, and then something to wear. Usually I try to find some sort of like matching thing because I buy the majority of my kids' clothes used or on consignment. So you can't ever find anything matching, and matching clothes usually cost a little bit more money. So for a gift, I'm like, I can spend a little bit more money and buy something like that. You know, there's probably going to be a year where my kids are like, I don't want to wear matching clothes anymore. I mean, it's just like one time a year, so maybe. Anyways, so that, and then of course, for the December basket, I do already have planned that I will be buying them matching Christmas pajamas, and then like hot chocolate, I'll get that for that. And then I do need to start looking for maybe like one extra thing to buy for that. I have no idea what it's going to be. Something fun and Christmas for them to do throughout the month of December. And then I have previously done like some more candy and stuff in stockings, but I'm thinking because my kids, all four of them, are loving beef jerky, and beef jerky is expensive and we just don't get it like all that often. So I think that would be just like a fun snack to get them each their like own bag of beef jerky. It's just, I don't know, it's just something fun and extra and something that we don't do that often. So that's something we're gonna do. And then the two other specific things that I have right now that I am planning on getting is one for my 7-year-old. She really wants to get like a large makeup palette and a big set of lots of colored eyeliners. So for the 4th of July, my niece had a big makeup palette and eyeliner pens, and she like drew fireworks and American flag on everybody's faces for the 4th of July, and it was super fun. And my daughter is like, yes, I want some stuff to be able to like draw on people's faces, like for face paint type things. So I thought that was a great idea. And then the other specific thing that I have written down on my list is my 4-year-old has expressed interest in having a very large stuffed animal. Her sister has a huge unicorn that she sleeps with in her bed every single night, and she's like, I really want something like that for my bed. So that's going to be on her list. Hopefully this video has helped you in your Christmas planning. Let me know down in the comments some Christmas planning tips you have. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.